So, can you tell me about Leo Dynasty Speaks?
Yes, Leo Dynasty Speaks is a new endeavor, and it really centers around children, young adults, parents, to give them a blueprint of where they want to go in life, reaching abundance, reaching the highest peak that they could possibly reach, and not really giving themselves limitations. Most people think about what they want and they conform into not obtaining or not moving forward with their goal because there may be too many steps to obtain the goal and they can't see themselves actually having that or being that or doing that. So therefore they go back to, okay, maybe I could just accept this because I know someone that has this, or my mother had this and she was fine. The thing about that is most of us do that, and the extraordinary people that move forward toward their goal, those are the people that you know about. Those are the people that when you hear their name, you're like, wow, how did they do that? Or wow, I could do that. But yet you're inside of your own mind, you're saying, hey, it's going to take too many steps, or it's going to take too long. How long do you actually know? How long do you think it's going to take? And you're just really giving a guess. You really don't know how long it's going to take. You're just thinking, oh, it must be something where you have to put a lot of time and energy into it. But guess what? If you don't do it, it'll never be done. If you don't do it, who's going to do it? That brings me to something. Someone asked me that question years ago. And at that time in my life, I was such in a fog. Like I knew exactly where I wanted to be, but couldn't see myself being assertive about that goal. I knew I wanted it. I felt it every single day. But for some reason, everything around me was stifling me and making me conform and making me go back to my comfort zone. And mind you, my comfort zone was very uncomfortable. But I knew that. It was around me every day, so I went ahead with it. I went ahead and did it. It was fine. I conformed. But as soon as I made the decision to no longer conform, my life started to change. And mind you, this person asked me this question: if I don't do it, who's going to do it? Almost 17 years ago. And I'm standing here right now talking to you. I've been doing what I dreamed of doing for 17 years because that person asked me that question. I had met so many different people around me that never was brave enough to even think about me in that way. All they did was conform. They conformed, I conformed, they did what everybody else was doing. But this person asked me the question that I needed. And that made me make a decision. And when I made that decision, it took some time, but I kept at it. And everything in the universe, everything that could possibly come at me, came at me. But I made a decision. This is what I'm going to do. And I'm here now sharing that with you. And it's really not the things that I've accomplished in life. It's really not the awards I've won in life. It's what have I given? What have I given back? What am I doing to help other people? I know things that other people don't know. Why don't I tell them? So that's the platform of Leo Dynasty, being able to basically give what I've received.
Tyjon, can you tell us, if it's not secretive, can you tell us your daily ritual?
My daily ritual for really keeping my mind in a positive place, my daily ritual for basically going after my goal in small itty bitty steps is affirmation. Affirmation, whether it comes visually, affirmation, whether it comes in what I hear and listen to, because you can make those decisions. A lot of people say they don't have the choice and they don't know what's going to come at them, so they just kind of accept whatever comes at them. You actually can design your life so therefore you're constantly in a positive place. Even though you're only human and you will get down and you will get sad and you will be discouraged. But if you're constantly in that positive place, you can kind of move like a baby. You can kind of crawl toward walking. You don't just, you're born and then you start walking. You have to crawl towards that. And then in your crawling, you discover things, and you discover things that make you stronger. You discover things that can hold you up. You discover people that's going to encourage you to stand up. And then when you stand up, you're able to walk, and then you're able to run, and then you're able to carry somebody with you. So one thing that I do is I create visual pictures of what I desire. So there's one big goal that I have. It's huge. It's the biggest goal for my own personal life and my own personal desire. So that particular goal is taped to my lamp. I have a picture of it. It's a picture of what I want. It's not a picture of me doing anything. It's not a picture of me, having anything. It's just a picture of what I desire, period. And when I see that picture, when I wake up in the morning, I already know what I have to do. Because of that picture, there's something else that I can do, or I can learn, or I can listen to that's going to get me closer to that thing. And it's not the thing that gets me excited. The thing has nothing to do with it. It's the feeling that I get when I realize I've already obtained that goal. And the reason why I've already obtained it is because I desire it. It has no choice but to come to me. I desire this goal. And the goal is what gets me excited. The feeling of the goal gets me excited. It has nothing to do with the material item. And in that place, I'm doing everything I could possibly do. Everything I could possibly experience inside of that goal. The next thing I do is I'm constantly listening to people that encourage me. I'm constantly listening to video or listening to certain people like Bob Proctor, Lisa Nichols, Jack Canfield. I'm constantly listening to them because they have an infinite amount of information out there. You could not even possibly listen to it all. It's so much because they've been doing it for many, many years. So I'm following the patterns of people that do things and that have created things and have created a vision of the life I want to live. So therefore, I'm doing the same thing. I'm creating that same pattern. The other thing I do is I X out things that do not excite me or do not ignite me or do not have anything to do with positive. I X it out, whether it's people, whether it's listening to certain things, whether it's going to certain places. I exit completely out of my life because all it's going to do is push me back a couple steps. If I listen to somebody and they tell me, oh, you didn't do this, or why you didn't do that, or that's not going to work, that person has immediately been eliminated from my life. Maybe temporarily, because it may be a loved one, it may be a friend, it's just temporarily. But while you're inside the moment of being or trying to create your goal, you can't listen to that person because they're naturally negative, and there's nothing you can do about that. It doesn't mean you stop caring about them. Doesn't mean you stop understanding why they're negative. They're just negative, and you can't do anything about it. So the thing about it is, build yourself up as strong as you can build yourself up, because the next time you talk to that person, you're going to have already obtained your goal. And even though they may still be negative, they're going to see something different in you. And it may encourage them. It may. You're not going to be able to please everybody. And even the people that are closest to you will be the people that will be like, you can't do that because you haven't done it. You can't do it because you haven't done it. I don't see it. But it doesn't really matter. Because you've already accepted, you've already made your decision to obtain that goal. So nothing that they say matters. So keeping yourself in a positive mindset takes work. Because we accept things automatically. We're used to it. We just, hey, I've always done it, so this is what I'm going to do. I listen to the radio. I look at TV. I read stuff that's not positive. It's always talking about something negative. And this is what I've always done. Or I listen to people that talk about negative stuff. This is what I've always done. I have to listen to people, and you really don't. And it's not going to even change how they feel about you because you're not listening to them. But what will change how they feel about you is when they see you again and you've become who you said you're going to be. That will change how they feel about you. The other thing that I do is I try to give as much energy to the next step. Like, I'll create things that's going to definitely make me do or make me see the outcome that I want for that particular day. Because each day is different. So I'll create 5 things I have to do to get to my end goal. So just say my end goal is I want to create a course study for desire. So there's going to be 5 things I'm going to need to